非洲的茉莉
Subscribe. Well done.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Fyjo Molly's quarantine road trip. Today's episode, we carry on with our Namibian adventure and dive into the deep heart of ancient Namib Desert. In the last episode, we traveled to the capital city of Namibia and discovered the clean and quiet city life of Windhoek. In this episode, we keep on driving from Windhoek to Sossusvlei, the dead end of the world. From International Airport in Windhoek, a 40-minute straight airport highway will lead you to Windhoek City. Once you pass the city, carry on with the highway. Past a small checkpoint, you will soon hit the vast network of Namibian off-roads. Such roads are not your typical city highways, where you can find gas stations and fast food chains. Here, you can drive hours without seeing any sign of human civilization. It is very important to tank and get your water and food supplies before the city vanishes on the horizon. Especially, you should always have large amounts of drinking water stored in the trunk. The biggest danger here is dehydration. If you self-drive in Namibia, you should have both GPRS device and also a pre-downloaded Google Map as backup on your phone. Once you are away from the city, cell phone reception is almost non-existing. The most reliable navigation here is the old-fashioned GPRS system and maps. Secondly, the addresses in Namibia are using satellite coordinations. For example, this is the address of our lodge. It is basically a very rough location of a big area. Most of the field navigation are through small road signs. But if you drive at night where the roads are pitch dark, it is very easy to miss signs and get lost. Especially, most of the establishments here do not have a big gate on the side road. So please make sure contacting your accommodation beforehand, inform your estimated arrival time, and also get the most correct navigation details. You should also plan your trip to leave Windhoek in the early morning and drive into the desert, arrive at your destination before dusk. It is very important to avoid night drive at any cost. Apart from the navigation difficulties, there are some really winding high mountain passages between the desert and Windhoek. It is very scary to recall that we drove through these narrow mountain roads in the complete darkness without even realizing we were on a highly elevated passage, and one misturn could have cost us 100 feet fall. Eventually, we arrived safely at our desert camp in the middle of the night. We didn't realize our lodge contact phone number was incorrect, and hence couldn't ask for help when we became disoriented in the dark desert. Luckily, the lodge manager waited for us and kept monitoring the road through his binoculars. He saw some moving light dots flash by and chased us down, fetched us before we vanished into a dead-end trail in the middle of nowhere. Anyways, this is our camp. It is so stunningly and outlandishly beautiful, definitely worth all the hassles. If you ever come to Namibia, I absolutely recommend this accommodation to you. I assume this is how living on Mars feels like. It is deadly quiet, stunningly beautiful, and lonely. The only friends you have here are the Milky Way and thousands of falling stars at night sky. I have never seen anything like this before. You can literally see the Milky Way with your naked eyes. Do you know the Milky Way changes color every now and then, from red to blue? This is one of the long exposure photos I took over there. Mysterious. From our lodge, it takes about another 30 minutes drive to the Naukluft National Park of Namibia. If you have a good 4x4 vehicle, off-road driving here can be really fun. You can drive hours on flat gravel roads without any obstacles. At the entrance of the national park, you can tank, buy food, water, then prepare to get lost in the kingdom of red sand dunes. Behind me, you can see this long row of mountains. That's the Sossusvlei Desert, Red Desert Mountain. So you can see in the surrounding is gigantic, vast, flat area, and far away you see this little unsaturated mountain hills. Turning towards this way, and you see this suddenly a row of red mountain growing out of the land, and it stands out in the whole area. It gives color to the desert. It's really, really stunning. The red mountain, you have tinge of brown and yellow against the blue sky. There's not a single cloud in this area. It's very quiet. Every now and then you see cars running towards you and passing by, and that's the only noise you hear in this place. Not even wind. The desert here is characterized by high sand dunes of vivid pink to orange color, an indication of a high concentration of iron in the sand and consequent oxidation process. The oldest dunes are those of a more intense reddish color. They are among the highest of the world. Many of them are above 200 meters. The highest dune in the Namib Desert, Dune 7, is about 388 meters high. So now behind me are the most typical Sossusvlei sand dunes. You can see the color, almost like a different shades of red and orange. And you can see over there is some red, slowly becomes more saturated orange, and even some white, yellow sand growing out of nowhere. So if you look at the sand on the sand dunes, it's not just very orange, it's also very, very fine. Because of the sun is shining now, sending spotlight directly against the sand. And if you look at the sand from different angles, it's almost like reflecting the sunlight. And it's shining like the stars at the night sky, or thousands of diamonds buried in the sand. It's so beautiful. It's almost like a diamond sand dune. The main roads inside the national park are flat concrete roads, but once you enter the sand dunes, only 4x4 vehicles can access on this soft sandy surface. Don't bother to try to drive otherwise, you will waste your time towing your cars like this. By the way, this car we hired is a 4x4 mock-up, which sank very quickly into the sand. So, as I mentioned in the first episode, be aware of tricks from car rental chains here. In such areas, public shuttles are very affordable. The best option is to park your car in the parking area and hop on one of those open-top jeeps. Once you get off the shuttle, take your water and prepare to conquer a very high, steep sand hill. Your reward is this magical, surrealistic scenery. It appears in front of you like open sesame. This vast piece of salt pan with dead acacia trees is called deadvlei. It is the signature view of Namibia. The general area is called Sossusvlei. The name is of mixed origin and roughly means dead-end marsh. Vlei is the Afrikaans word for marsh, while Sossus is Nama for dead end. Sossusvlei is a clay pan of roughly elliptical shape, covered in a crust of salt-rich sand. While the pan has been shaped over time by the Tsuchab River, at Sossusvlei the dunes preventing the Tsuchab River to flow any further, hence its name meaning dead-end marsh. Namibia is very dry, and the Tsuchab River seldom flows as far as the pan, However, following an exceptional rainy season in the Naukluft Mountains, the pan is filled and appears as a lake, drawing visitors from all over the world to witness this remarkable sight. Alright, this is the end of our Namibia trip for now. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe for more episodes of my travel and lifestyle in Mother Africa. Namibia has so much more to offer than what I can show in my videos. Why not just come and enjoy yourself? You will love it.